before. He says it a lot. I say it a lot. You're going to hear it.
Yeah, because, I mean, we do like to, I wouldn't say like to come on the show.
Well, ever since Crazy Scott was in with that soundbite.
Yeah, we do like to come. And that's because.
Here's to the losers, bless them all.
Okay. So let's get this party started.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, welcome to the dumbest podcast on your desk. I am Manny McDouche.
And I am Clayton K.
We have another great show for you today, and we have another guest for you. We've been having a slew of them lately, and, being fresh back in the podcast, we haven't gotten down to getting to our headlines yet, but we'll be getting there.
Yeah.
Oh, and I got some local good headlines for you.
I got quite a few myself. You brought music,
stuff.
correct? All right, you ready with that?
Yes. Let's try to get that mic a little more towards your mouth.
Is that better?
Oh yeah, that'd be not better. I mean, you want me to get you more comfortable here?
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. I just wasn't sure. I didn't want to mess with anything.
We always like to try to make our guests as least as comfortable as possible.
That is the goal,
yes.
to really make them uncomfortable.
Very much so.
I feel that.
We want you doing a handstand when you're on this show. Okay,
go ahead and hit this intro music.
Yep.
All right, see what happens.
Oh shit, I gotta unmute it first.
Oh, technical difficulties.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I do. You know, I'm the audio guy that fucks up all the audio.
We need to hire an audio guy.
yes. Any audio takes?
Oh yeah, I can feel it.
Oh no.
It's coming to the podcast room right now is Rion Skillz. Wait, did I do you no justice with that intro?
You're fine.
Okay.
Wow, you seem to be really not enthused of your intro.
No, you don't.
You know what's really interesting is the first time we had DJ and Breezy on here, we completely forgot their intro. We just did.
I know. I heard it.
Oh yeah.
I heard it. You just went right into questions. They were all over the place. I completely get it.
Oh, there was reasons. But yeah, they were just in here just before you actually. They were trying to wait for you, but they ended up having to go get a little bit. Yeah, they wanted to say hi before they left.
Oh, what did they have going?
We just did another interview with them.
We talked a lot about cum.
Oh,
That's fair.
Well,
that is fair.
Definitely know the two of them.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
As a side note, for anyone who listens to this, they warned me about this gag, and I wasn't ready. Like I knew the gag was coming. And it's funny because if you listen to me saying gag a lot, it's even funnier based on the comments.
Especially if you say that right after somebody says come.
Yeah, that's why I was like, it just depends on if you pay attention or not. I guess we'll see what happens as this moves forward.
Well, Breezy said it best when she said, we're going to need that cum counter. I think I'm going to have to try to find that thing, and seriously, we're going to sit here and start counting how many times we say come at each podcast.
That has to happen now, and we got to give her credit for it.
Yes, very much so.
So you kind of know a little bit about what you're in for. I also wanted to ask, aren't you involved in a podcast yourself?
Kind of, sort of.
Oh, kind of.
I am. It's weird because I currently do things with the Power Hour.
Okay.
Steve Aaron, C-Red.
Oh, C-Red. I like him.
Pac Ackerman, also known as Pac-Man. And, hopefully I don't mess this up, Cactus Rack and or Russian Blue from the Chicago Knockouts.
Okay.
I am there at the very least for comic relief. Originally, I was there to kind of just keep things rolling, but I feel like now, especially the way that they have things set up, I'm just there to kind of keep things rolling in a very linear path because they have a tendency to go all over the place. And I do photos on there because it's through a Zoom call.
Oh, okay.
And cause I figured if there's so many people speaking, I don't need to speak as much. So it made it a little bit easier for me to have something to do. So I started doing photos. But then they started to just ask for photos willy-nilly. Like, we need this photo, we need this. It's like, or you could send it to me and then I could just have it ready. It was like, no, okay. So, because I was doing everything off of this phone. And this phone is old.
I mean, it looks like it's seen better days.
Well, it has. Like that. Like this one, this was my first phone that I had that had an extra G on it, if that makes any sense.
Oh, okay.
So getting used to all of that stuff and then literally doing all of the photos through this, I was like, well, this is a lot. Not so much from a perspective of me doing it. It's just if they ask me to do something, like I can't do memes. So that's why I had Pac-Man come in because all he does is he's on the internet trolling people.
Right.
That's all he does. He's got like multiple laptops. He's just going, just typing whatever he wants. So I was like,
that sounds like a time-consuming hobby.
Talk about a hill in life. Yeah, like a hill in real life. There you go.
So, other podcasts, I thought you were doing one with Max Holiday.
Yeah. So what is it?
Is that Doc Holliday's brother?
It might be, but he's pretty badass. And Doc Holiday, he was cool as long as he had his gun.
Myself and Max Holiday we will hopefully within the near future go back to doing the morning after. This was pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, the setup that you guys have now is kind of how we started doing, or how he started it. Because he originally was just using this for audio blogs.
Okay.
And if I remember right, he came to me.
There's that word again.
Ding. What was it? You got to start writing that down. You're gonna have
the count.
Like to get used to doing it, you have to just start checking it just to make sure. And he, when I talked with him, was it February? I think it was like February of 2015, 2016, somewhere around there.
Okay.
As far as us he's like, hey, I'm doing this other thing. Would you like to do this as well? He can tell the story better than I can. But ultimately, because he was just talking to himself. And he's just remembering things that he did as far as the show. But back in the day when I was wrestling and I was actually good, I would go around and, because we would always call each other after every show that we did. Like, no matter what it was. We would just go back and forth and just have a conversation. And the stuff that we would say to each other would just be bonkers because it's just us talking, kind of like how you guys are.
Right,
yeah.
Right, yeah.
But he said, okay, so what if we just do this exactly what we were doing before we just recorded? I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
It's essentially how this podcast initially started.
Yeah. And that's why because I explained to you before when I came in here, like I got my own feels because it reminded me of back in the day with me doing Max. Well, not doing him, but just
Take it, Max. Take it.
like,
Gotta get up in there. Use that pinky.
just myself and Max going in
Yes,
and just talking in general.
Yep, go there with that pinky.
And see, I'm not even sure where to segue off of that. But I feel like the only way I can continue on is just finish the story.
Yeah.
And then just go from there.
All right. And I mean, honestly, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I haven't listened to it, but I knew you were involved in at least one podcast. I did not know you were actually involved in two until now.
Well, the morning after, every now and then what we would do post pandemic, every now and then we would just post something on Facebook. called Dutch Baby Talk or Dutch Baby Sessions, where we would just, because he had never had a Dutch baby.
But I'm pretty sure he's experienced a Dutch oven.
Oh,
No, 100%.
Yes.
Not the same. I want to make that clear right now. Definitely not the same.
opposite ends of the world.
But
What is a Dutch baby? I don't even know what a Dutch baby is.
So a Dutch baby is it's, I guess the best way to explain it. I heard that too, and I was looking for it. This isn't even my setup, and I was looking for whatever the hell that was that happened in my ear.
Yeah.
We're starting to get used to having little technical issues during each fucking episode now.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just gonna keep rolling.
Thank you. Please do.
Limp Bizkit style.
The best way to explain it is a cross between a pancake and French toast. So
Interesting.
it is baked and it rolls up or rises into a bowl that you can put stuff in.
Okay.
So there's two versions of it. The smaller version is the Dutch baby. The bigger version is the German pancake.
It almost sounds like a quiche in a sense.
It can be a quiche.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's,
How do
as a
you
matter
go
of fact,
from German Dutch to German?
hey, I didn't ask questions. I
kinda
just figured
next door,
because it
isn't it?
expanded because of the countries themselves.
Yeah.
That's how big it'll make more sense. Like I have a photo of it. I just
No, you
because
said
I've
said
had-
a Dutch baby and a German pancake.
yes, the bigger version of it. Yes.
I mean, I feel like it would be more of a Dutch pancake and a German waffle.
Man, yeah.
Okay.
Like
Actually,
I
it does look a lot like a quiche, just with
Yes,
some
you can-
except it's like not folded.
yes, and that was
Okay.
the thing. Like
Okay, all right.
so that version is about the size of.
Let's see.
But
I
it's
feel
weird
like
because I'm
15
just-
inches or so.
Give
It's
or
like
take.
bigger than this.
Maybe twice the size of this turntable.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas the
Yeah, I feel like 12 to 15 inches or so.
Yeah.
okay. Whereas the German is about the size of the actual.
Oh, you're talking about like a 20-inch rim or
yeah.
some shit.
Well,
Okay,
It's not
okay.
that big, but it's big enough.
Okay. Okay.
Sounds
Huge.
fucking great, though. That's for sure.
You know, I had to get that in there.
So yeah,
Huge.
he had just recently experienced that, and the first thing I did was I started well, not recently, but at the time he had like. got
Yeah, the
into it.
first thing you did was take him to the car, give him a Dutch oven.
We just started
Dutch
having. we
Like, you
just
throw up in my car, I'm kicking your ass.
that's fair. That is fair.
Oh, it should be fair.
But it has gravitated into these meetings that I would have that wouldn't be recorded. It's just people just meeting up. And I know the people listening can't see it, but there's just a bunch of us.
Just
yeah,
meeting
yeah,
up to go get some
Go
Dutch
get some-
babies.
because they were like, "What's a Dutch baby?" It's like, "Let me tell you," and I would go
Each
and like
week,
have,
each week the crowd's bigger.
like just going and having Dutch babies.
Okay, so when you eat it, it's a Dutch baby. When it comes out the other side,
Dutch
then
oven,
what is it?
Dutch oven.
Well, even when it's full on poop, it's still
No,
a
if
Dutch
it's full
oven.
on poop, wouldn't that be like a Dutch dam? Like you just broke the dam?
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't make the rules. I'm just letting you know.
Your stories,
We can-
dpoid@gmail.com. Let us know what that's called.
Yes, please. Some input would be nice. As of right now, I'm going to call it a Dutch dam.
Like, have you ever had a Dutch baby? Like, hi, my name is Big Wing Bye. Have you ever had a Dutch baby before? If you have, please email the dumbest podcast on your desk.
Hey, if he's here asking questions, please answer because this guy's important.
And he's got a big one.
Oh, yeah. You can hear it in his voice. He's important.
Bye.
Just so these are the Dutch babies themselves.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Looks like
Those are pretty small.
almost look like looking at a big cheesecake, like
Yeah.
a 15-inch cheesecake.
Yeah.
The other one is twice the size of that.
Oh,
That's the small
honestly.
one. That's the small one. I just want
Okay.
to make sure that you. That
So
is the
where do you
small
get
one.
these at again?
There's two places.
Okay.
Is there one in Indiana?
There used to be.
Wow.
Yeah.
There used to
Okay.
be. So
Okay.
there the two places were Looms, the Looms Pancake House, and the original Pancake House. The
OG?
Wheel used to make them.
Okay.
They used to make them, and every time I got a chance, I was like, because I love going there because of it being 24 hours. Because they switched everything around the clock.
Yeah.
They don't make them anymore. But for the longest time, that was place number 3. When in doubt, I can go there, but they don't make them anymore. Yeah, R.I.P. to Dutch baby. It happens.
Well, go get yourself a Dutch baby and then give somebody a Dutch oven.
Oh,
I guess. I don't know.
watch out for that Dutch dam.
But
I think we still need to workshop that.
It's in the works.
Or,
That's
you know
all
what?
right.
Actually, I got a better idea. How about a Dutch dyke?
Oh.
That's fucking awful.
All right, let's switch gears.
Absolutely awful.
I want to see where he was going. With
okay,
it.
No,
okay.
that's where I was stopping.
Oh,
was
you're
that being
stopping there.
awful,
Well,
yes.
okay.
If we're going ahead and
this is a
transforming
brainstorm
Dutch
session.
babies to Dutch ovens, like
No, well,
whatever else you were going to say can't be that bad, right?
What, past Dutch dyke?
What about Dutch hurricane?
No. Actually, at that point, I think we'd be better off a tornado. Unless it's liquid. Then it's a Dutch hurricane.
If it's liquid, depending on
That's Dutch diarrhea.
No, I'm gonna say
It's just
maybe
full of Dutch diarrhea.
tsunami.
It's this
No,
tsunami.
tsunami's a little bit higher than the actual.
No, the difference is it's on the other side of the fucking planet from us. It's the only difference.
That makes it bigger.
No, it doesn't. It just makes it call it something different.
For anyone that's listening to this,
all right.
I don't know where you thought the conversation was going to go, but this is where we're at now.
Yes. We went from Dutch babies to a Dutch dyke to talking about hurricanes and fucking tsunamis.
You know, I feel like if people are listening and have been for a little bit, they know.
That's fair. That's fair.
Tommy Tsunami. There's a fucking wrestling name for you. If there isn't one already.
There was a typhoon and an earthquake.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing with the there was an earthquake comedian. Actually, I don't know if he's still alive. I feel like he might have passed away. I don't know.
Probably.
Well, shout out to Earthquake.
Well, I guess since we were just talking about wrestling, let's get into a little bit of wrestling. Rion,
Yes.
you have been in the ring for quite some time, I know. Exactly how long?
August 12th, 2003 was my first training day.
Okay.
September 29th, 2003 was my first match. And pre-pandemic, I wrestled pretty often. Post-pandemic, not so much. But yeah, every now and then, if someone is like, "Hey, you want to wrestle?" I'm like, that's fine. And I would just go and do a favor for people. But for the most part, I'm not nearly as active as I was pre-pandemic.
That's how I am with DJing. Like, I don't really go out and DJ anymore unless somebody just comes to me like, "Hey, man, can you DJ my party?" Like, dude, I really don't want to do it. Like, come on, please. Like, I'm gonna pay you. It's like I ain't worried about getting paid. I just really don't want to do it. But for me with DJing, it's like, man, I've been really trying to like phase my way out, and then somebody like every year is like, "Hey, like, okay, sure, why not?"
I can't even say that I've been doing that. I just don't care. I care, but it's one of those things where because I also
A couple of weeks ago we had "Don't Matter." Today we have "Don't Care."
yeah, I just don't like I care a lot as far as wrestling, but I also understand as far as my place in it, as far as the wrestling side. Me personally, there's a bunch of younger, hungrier people that want to get out there and take the world over.
Right.
Whereas me, I met everyone that I wanted to meet before the pandemic.
Okay.
So, like everything that I wanted to do then, I've already done.
Okay.
As far as being competitive and everything else. So, because I only gave myself 10 years.
Oh.
Like, I'm way past that.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't, like, and a lot of people don't quite understand that because I can still go. Like, I did
It's almost like football, but like I think the average span of a football player is roughly like 5 to 7 years, and then you have those that can make it 10 plus. Mm-hmm. But once you get to 10, it's not that you're broke down. Well, in football, depending on the position you play, you are broke down. But like you actually have the option. Like I don't have to do this. But if the option comes up and if it's right, why not?
And And that's the thing I've been lucky enough to have, because I've seen many people like just go because it's one of four things. At least that's what I've seen like throughout my time just in the wrestling community, so to speak. They either don't know how to stop, they get hurt, but can't recognize that they're hurt and they need to stop. They either are just looking because or they've made this community of friends, or just have this group of people that they can't just let go. But they don't understand that you don't have to let go. You can just move these very conversations somewhere else.
Yeah.
Or you have a scenario where and I guess the best way to put it is, there are people that, okay, I'm sorry, I'll do it this way. You can right the wrongs of the real world through wrestling. And some people, because you can do that, you can, like, if you don't like what's happening in your real life, you can change that in the wrestling world.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And when you recognize that, you don't want to give that up right away.
Okay.
Like it's always one of the four that just kind of, and I know that's like a really weird way as far as breaking stuff down, but that's what I've seen personally, because everything else is always like the same and same old. Oh, this person didn't book me this way, or they didn't do this, they just leave, or or something happens where they're like, oh, I don't like what's happening, and they just leave, or they just don't have fun with it. And it's just, and this is fucking bullshit. Right. It's always ego and pride. And one of the things
we were just talking about that earlier.
Oh yeah.
One of the things that because I help with other organizations as well, and one thing that I like continuously say, especially with younger guys and kind of the older guys as well, is that you take ego and pride out of the said situation, you could navigate a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah.
Not just with wrestling, but just as a whole. You take those two things out of it, and you can literally get through anything if you could just take not just one or the other, but both of them out of said scenario that you have. And it makes it a lot easier to navigate.
You know what's weird about that statement is the fact that for me personally, taking the ego out of it in the wrestling world, I was 100% okay with. I was good at. In real life,
no, you can't do it in real life.
No,
Absolutely
in real
not.
life, that's hard for me to grasp.
Yeah,
but that goes back as far as the last statement I made before, as far as one of the four, because in real life you do this thing, but in the wrestling world, this thing that you can't do, you can very much do there. You can change. You can. Because you have a reason to, because it's for the show, brother. Like it's the whole thing that everyone just got. It's a lot easier to do. Whereas real life, it's like, the fuck am I doing? No, I'm not. No, I'm not doing. Like
that ain't my job. You're not my supervisor. It's like, dude, we're a team. We gotta work together to get this fucking shit done. Like, fuck you. I'm gonna go do my own shit.
Right. It's because of the way that things are structured, where you can literally write your own path according to where you go. And if you don't like where you're at, you can just go somewhere else and write another path. Like, it's a lot easier when it comes to the wrestling community. It's just a matter of how far you're willing to go to find your own path.
And, I didn't really let any of that, deter me, because I kind of just like the fact of just entertaining people. Mm-hmm. So for me, I think that's why it was so easy for me to put my ego aside, because I just wanted to entertain. Mm-hmm. So whatever that looked like for that show or that company, that was fine. As long as I was out there either getting somebody to hate me or getting somebody to like me, which, let's face it, I was a better heel than a face, I liked getting hate. Yeah, but in real life, getting hate, I don't like that, and I deal with that a lot.
Well, no one wants to.
Especially by this motherfucker.
Because like, everyone wants to be the villain until they are.
Exactly.
And that's because they want to do the cool thing or the anti-hero. And it's cool in literally any other scenario but real life.
Yeah. And that's what I kind of meant by, in real life, it's hard for me to get that ego out. And in real life.
Because he is a heel in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, for sure.
So, yeah.
And we do a podcast together. And he wonders why I'm such an asshole. It's like, well, no shit. Being around you fucking all the goddamn time. You can't help but to be an asshole.
I guess not. Maybe I just bring it out of people. I don't know.
No, you definitely bring it out of me.
That's fair.
Among other things. among the Dutch typhoon.
Jeez.
So, Rion. Another question for you. And I did ask DJ.
Have you ever had a Dutch typhoon?
Jesus fucking Christ.
He doesn't live here anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, that was louder than I expected.
Yeah.
I did ask DJ and Breezy this question as well, and I think it's a good question. What do you feel was your defining moment as a wrestler?
Was it the day you saw the kid getting teabagged in the corner in the locker room?
He brought this up then too, and I feel like he's really making this shit up because there's no fucking way.
But there's no way that it wouldn't happen?
What the fuck?
So
Zing. I only remember the one time I said. Okay.
So it's weird because this is the first I've heard of it, and I would gladly answer a question.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go back to you, sir.
Oh, shit. He really thinks it's a real fucking question you just asked him, you son of a bitch.
Because I've been in the locker room with Mr. Keg before. Actually, multiple
Several
occasions.
times, yes.
In the wrestling ring itself, and like as far as the promotional side. And every locker room that I've been in, I haven't seen this thing that you speak of. So now keep in mind, this is all pre-pandemic, so I don't know how the new world works. So if there's something that you know that I don't know, I feel like this would be the best way. Because keep in mind, I'm old to the game, so I don't know what the cool kids do now. So if that's a thing that happens, wow, I just need to know.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with tea bags.
Okay.
Kids,
I just didn't know. I just didn't know what was happening.
No, I mean, I didn't think that it was happening until I brought it up about 2 hours ago.
And nobody ever
this is fresh.
Oh,
yes,
no,
very,
this is
very
the fucked up
fresh.
thing. The way he just worded this, there was no confirmation because this never happened. And now he's like, oh, yeah, I didn't know until I brought this up.
Okay, so hold on a second.
What the fuck?
So, all right, so I'll come back to you, sir.
Okay.
Mr. K.
Yes.
Defining moment.
So we're not gonna talk about tea bags.
We can still keep talking about tea bags.
Well, I just didn't know.
I assumed you were moving on. I just assumed you were moving on.
Wow.
But no, we can keep the tea bag. I mean, hey,
No, I just didn't know. If this is the thing that happened and I missed it, I'm sorry. Two, what?
Interestingly enough, not the keg,
wow.
but I did see somebody get teabagged once.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
In a wrestling ring or just in general?
This was out in public before a metal show.
All right, go on.
Well, I mean,
we're here now.
Want me to go into complete detail? Well, it was the drummer of a band that I went to go see. I say was because it's been a long time since I've seen them. But I'm friends with all of them, and I didn't really realize it until I saw the picture that was taken later.
Okay.
That this dude straight up fucking pulled his nuts out of his fucking jeans and fucking placed it right on this dude's forehead as this picture was being fucking taken.
I'm not even gonna say pause.
Rion needs a minute here.
No, it's not even okay. So I have questions.
I understand.
So was he currently drumming?
No.
Okay.
No, this was before they had to play.
Set.
Yes.
Okay. So was he standing?
Yes.
Okay.
The other guy was sitting.
Was this on stage?
No, this was outside in the grass by a tree.
So he just in the forest getting teabagged.
Not necessarily a forest because this was in the middle of Lake Station.
Lake Station. Oh,
Yes.
That's fair.
Yeah, this was in the middle of Lake Station. Honestly, this was at the Eagles. So this was at the
This was before they shut down. Okay.
Yeah, so this
Okay.
was at the Eagles in Lake Station, and there was this small lot in between the Eagles and wherever the next building was, and there was a tree. There was a tree there, some fucking
There's
where.
just one tree that just
that I remember because we were all kind of hanging out by this tree. And next thing I know, I see this picture getting taken, and I'm just looking at the drummer and not paying attention to the dude that was sitting underneath him. And I see this picture later, and straight up, this dude got his fucking nuts out of his fucking pants and placed them literally on this fucking guy's forehead, and he did not fucking notice.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a couple more questions.
I understand. I completely
So you say
understand.
that you did not notice the ball sack out or the tea bag out. You just noticed the drummer. Was the drummer that majestic that you was like, man, he's standing really nice amongst that tree? In order for you to not notice the other guy
I was
with the tea bag on top of
Well, I had been
Shots
drinking.
fired.
God only knows how long. By that point, two, it wasn't that he stood there majestic. He was just what I was looking at. I wasn't looking anywhere towards his crotch.
Was there narcotics involved?
Just weed, as far as I can remember.
Okay.
Just weed
All
and
right.
beer.
Okay, I'm just trying to keep track of like how this scenario took place because I've seen a lot of wild stuff. And
now,
I
as
feel
far
like
as the
I would
drummer-
notice-
I mean, I don't know.
It's hard not to notice.
No, the drummer could have been. I mean, he could have been hopped up on. I mean, shit. At that time, there's really no telling. He's sober now, though.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he's definitely sober now.
Last question. Say he's sober now. Has he seen the photo?
Ooh, that's a good
Oh, you
question.
talking about the drummer or the
Yes.
other guy?
Either one. Has
No.
any one of them seen said photo?
I'm pretty sure the drummer has. I don't know about the other guy.
Okay, last question for real this time. Is it in circulation at any
I
point?
have no idea.
Okay, that's all I got. I just curious. I'm like,
No
if
idea.
one saw it and the other one happened, I feel like they need to know what happened. But that's a whole nother thing based on the information you gave to me. Okay, your questions, sir.
All right, so now moving to the keg question, the defining moment. Well, a long way to talk about teabagging.
Yeah, absolutely. He was invested in that story.
Well, here's the thing. I've listened to you guys almost every episode, so I kind of know how this works. So
We don't know how this works. So
believe it or not, you
Leave
have
us the formula before you leave.
I was going to say just let's like leave notes before you go, so we know what to do.
So it's weird because there's a lot of stuff that I've like been able to do as far as defining moments, but I guess the only way I can answer it right now is, what do you consider as far as like defining? Is it holding a title? Is it meeting someone? Is it a match? Is it like, does it count as far as like outside of the ring as far as stuff wrestling? Because there's a lot of stuff that I've like.
Okay.
Wait, hold on, I got one. Is it the day that he took a splash from Mad Dog and it didn't hurt?
I feel like there's no way around that.
That's that would be a defining moment, though.
So that counts as something, but that's all I'm curious. Like, how does that? Like, what do you like? It's
Okay.
weird because
I'll define it for you. Defining moment in my mind is what moment as a wrestler did you sit back and say, okay, not only did I do this because I love to do it, but now I know I belong here.
okay, and that's okay.
I mean, defining. That, to me, that
literally-
defines it, you know?
Okay. If you're wondering what that noise was, I bumped into it and my beard was still here, so it was like scratching across there.
Oh, okay.
I realized after the fact, and I was like, wait, that's. I was like, maybe they won't notice. No, you noticed. You definitely noticed.
It's audio. It's what I do.
I guess defining moment in that regard would be me going to Pro Championship Wrestling and not realizing how big Pro Championship Wrestling was. Because I was, at the time, I had wrestled from from 2003 to 2006. I was with Ivan Tooks.
I don't know what
if
that
I need
one
to
is.
beat its ass, I'll beat its ass. I heard it too. I was like, if I need to do it.
Yeah,
That's one of our microphones. I don't know which one it is, but that's one of them.
Trained over with IUWA. At the time, it was Ivan Tux, Tori Scarlett, Gordon Dennis, and I'm going to butcher this, I know I am, Mike Chalubeck, also known as Milo Cash, T.O. Money, Rage, and Chi-Town T in reverse.
okay.
Shot time, baby.
So at the time, I wanted to train more. Went over to PCW because of how many people were around as far as their facility. But I didn't go there to wrestle. I just wanted to train because I had every intent in staying with IUWA. Went there. Someone got injured. They ended up putting me in a match in like April of 06. I inadvertently ended up going into this program with this guy by the name of D Nightmare. I was his tag partner. He's also known as Akuma Okoye. And we ended up as a tag team going for tag titles as far as one of 8 tag teams at the time for this thing called Dream Night.
Yeah.
I did not know what a Dream Night was. Did not.
I'm such a child.
Oh, no, it was about to get worse. So,
Oh no, you said Dream Night, then I was thinking.
Trust me, it's about to get worse.
Okay,
Whatever
all
you
right.
think it is, about
Let's
to get
get
worse.
there.
Here we go. Let's get into it.
Didn't know what it was. I was not ready.
Wasn't ready for that drag show.
Well,
Wow.
go ahead and get this out the way quick. So, the guy that because every show that they have, when they're having big shows, they try to bring someone in.
Yeah.
But on the indie scene, especially with the local talent itself, because there's so many shows that are happening, whenever you hear, oh, they're going to bring this person in, you don't really think about it until it happens. And they were saying that they were going to bring in Bret Hart.
Oh.
Bret Hart at the time had both of his knees, so he was still kind of like he was still like up here, like
Right,
he was
right.
still around.
So this is pre-stroke?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. So he is. So it's weird because this is at the Oaklawn Pavilion. So just to give you an idea of this particular building, it is before WWE started ultimately doing a lot of pair-ups with like Progress and Evolve and stuff like that.
Okay.
This was a building that PCW, or Pro Championship Wrestling, used for their big events. The show prior to that, they had Dusty Rhodes. They had the Road Warriors there, Shane Douglas.
Nice.
There was just like prior to this particular show.
Right.
So till that point, they were bringing in Bret Hart. The year after, they had Kurt Angle. After that, they had Christian Cage. Like they were getting there was a bunch of people that they were coming in. This was like their big show. My first one was the one they had with Bret Hart.
Okay.
And like you hear it, but you don't really think about it because you're just thinking about the match. It wasn't until myself and Okoye are in the locker room because the place is huge. Like it's
okay.
Okay, I hit the microphone and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Yeah, you're fine. I do it all the time.
It is like it's big enough to where, like it's a nice size building. When you walk in, because it has a track that I believe it's like a quarter mile long.
Right.
So myself and Okoye were just like getting ready, and Bret Hart walks in. And it wasn't one of those things like, oh my God, it's Bret Hart. It's like, man, I'm the same height as you. And like that's when it like hit me like, oh wow, okay, this, like if he's that height, then I think I may have a chance to do certain things other than this.
Yeah.
But that was my like defining moment based on how you're explaining it.
Okay.
That's why I was like, it's a weird, because I've had a bunch of other moments as far as like what defines me as far as like a wrestler or a separate entity from wrestling. But as far as like being able to make it, so to speak, or feeling like I belong, that's when I was like, wow, okay. Only to find out like they're getting ready to fire me.
Wow.
But it was funny because not because of anything I did, it's because the company was big. There were a lot of people there. But ultimately they like every year after Dream Night they try to trim stuff out, and I was on the list. And I found this out right before I won my first tournament like 2 years later.
Damn.
Because they have evaluations.
Damn.
And the owner showed me this evaluation. And he's like, I want you to look at this. And I was like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, but because this was his evaluation. He was getting ready to get rid of me.
Damn.
And what they ended up doing was they kept me around because of how I like practice and work with other guys. And like that in itself, that's why like, there's a bunch of things as far as the defining element.
That's a pretty good defining moment as well, though. It's like you were on the chopping block, and then they're like, let's give him a shot.
Right.
So that's pretty good. Yeah, that's also
there's a
another good
lot.
one.
Try these steroids.
There's a lot of defining moments, but I guess that would be my first one.
You're right.
As far as meeting Bret Hart and him being the same height as me. Yeah. So.
No, that's actually pretty cool, man, honestly.
I remember the first time I saw one of the Hardy Boys in person, and I couldn't believe how big they actually really are in person compared to when you see them on TV.
It's so weird because, like, okay, so like Christian is really tall, but he's skinny, he's lanky, like he's very lean.
Yeah,
and you don't really think about it because they were like wrestle each other all day, so you thinking they like 5'9",
yeah,
maybe 200 pounds,
yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
But because of how they dress and everything else, when you look at them, it's like, wait, what the fuck? How do you? Excuse me, how do you?
Yeah.
But
it's like, how are you that big?
because back then they were in a land of giants.
Yeah,
like they would be giants now.
Yeah,
like they are giants now. You look at the current like landscape of how wrestling is.
Yeah, a lot of the bigger dudes that were
like prime example, Randy Orton.
Oh,
you look at
yeah.
Randy Orton back in the day,
Okay.
very lean, very
yeah.
Like he gained maybe 20 pounds of muscle, and he looks like one of the biggest dudes on the roster all the way around.
right. Yeah,
that was the same with Triple H when he first came out.
Yeah, he was much smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you look at him now amongst like the NXT crew, even at his age, and he's bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
how is that even?
Yeah,
It's the way it's the culture right now.
hey,
It's just what it is.
Give him a shot.
Maybe at some point with Triple H, I'm sure, but probably not now with
enough.
Triple H, And that's just being real about that.
What's his name in the Bionic Elbow? I can't think of it. He was swole.
Are we talking about which Bionic Elbow are we talking about? Are we talking about Dusty Rhodes, Bubba Ray Dudley, like Lex Luger, like what
Lex
are we-
Luger.
Lex
Yeah.
Luger. Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
drawing
but-
a blank on it, but I knew who you meant as soon as you said Bionic.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
It became the Bionic Elbow because he would take his fucking elbow pad off and
Yeah.
It's weird because it was meant to be a forearm, but he kept hitting his Bionic elbow. And it's so weird because like if you go back and look at like video games, like when he does, like if you look at the animation, you can see that his forearm is out.
Yeah.
You can see that this is the move he's supposed to do. But it's the elbow that catches
Right.
everybody. He's supposed to
Every time.
clearly be hitting people with his forearm. He's like, no, it's all elbow. It's all elbow.
When accidents really just become a thing.
No, well, when you have a metal plate in your elbow and then you just use that as your fucking gimmick, then hey.
Actually, was it an
Yeah.
elbow? It was the elbow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was.
I thought it was the forearm that had the plate in it. Yeah.
People with an
Oh,
elbow.
right,
that's
right,
right.
right.
Yeah, that's
Like
right.
he would take it. Like if you go back and look at the animation, he would have it out like this.
Yeah.
But you can clearly see that he's clocking people with
With the elbow,
elbows.
yeah. Like he's trying to avoid the plate.
Yes.
So I kind of get that. But yeah, that's what threw me out when you said the elbow was the play. I was like, no, I thought it was the
No, the
forearm.
elbow is in the forearm.
Yeah,
but
it is.
But between him doing it and the actual animation, it's very much an elbow.
Right.
Very much so.
Oh, I mean, I remember seeing it, on TV. It was still even on TV, the elbow, but it was supposed to be the forearm.
Yep.
Oh man, wrestling! I can't believe I just said that.
What you got, sir?
Okay, so I'm going to actually tell you a
Scabies.
story. This is a story.
This is why I do in a power hour. I had to be like, hey.
So this isn't like a huge story, but it was actually for me.
Huge.
I'm not even going to say it's a defining, a total defining moment, but it actually,
Huge.
it made me happy. And this came from a story with C Red.
Mm-hmm.
Me and C Red had a match at CWA.
Right. That is Chicago Wrestling
Alliance.
for anyone that-
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
So this was the first time, I interacted with him plenty of times, but this was the first time I ever faced him, and it was a solo match.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going at it, like everything was going good, everything was flowing. I come off the ropes, and he just fucking, he punched me in the gut, he puts me in a fucking headlock, and all of a sudden he's like, I don't know where to go from here. I'm like, all right, I got you. So I gave him a club to the gut.
I hope C-Red hears this.
Oh, I want him to hear this. I definitely want him to hear this. And this is 100% true. You could definitely ask him.
Go ahead.
Oh,
go
yeah.
ahead.
No. We've talked about this before.
Okay.
He remembers this. I club him in the gut, and I gave him a Russian leg sweep out of a headlock. He's like, I've never seen anybody or had anybody reverse a headlock in that manner. And he kind of gave me kudos about just the way I reversed out of a headlock. He's like, I've never really seen anybody do that.
Nice.
And it was impressive.
Nice.
And that was kind of a build-up moment for me because obviously C-Red's been in the ring longer than me.
He's been in the ring 145 years, at least. At least. He's been in there
Oh,
long
C-Red's
time.
got to hear this at some point.
He's at least 145 years. But yeah, go. Continue.
But yeah, so I mean, that was to me a slight defining moment because a veteran like that kind of gave me some kudos, and I was proud about that. I was happy about that, and I actually did use that in my moveset as a reversal.
Nice.
Yeah.
He has been around. Oh, Jesus.
Hey,
Wow. Sorry about that. No, he's been around for a long time. Wait, okay.
child.
What joke you got? Is it something in my throat? Is that what it was?
yeah.
That's fine. But
He really has heard the show.
so it's he C-Red has been around for a very long time. He's been able to manage some of the best wrestlers in the area. Been able to travel like multiple states, just being able to go to different organizations. So then he's seen a lot. He's seen and done a lot. So for you to do something that he hadn't seen before, that says a lot.
Right.
Just in general.
That's what threw me off too, And again, C-Red's another person I would love to get in the studio. And I if I ever get him in the studio, I'm bringing the story up to him.
As
For
you
sure.
should.
100%.
As you should.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, all the shit that you said to Mad Dog fucking Jack
Oh,
every
yeah.
time he fucking comes in
Mad
here.
Dog Jack, I love you, but fuck you.
Yep, exactly.
That's fair.
That's fair. He said.
He's literally seen me and Mad Dog interact in the locker room, so he knows that that's really not like I'm exaggerating or making it up. That's literally how I interact with him in the locker room.
They don't care.
Right.
They don't care. Like you would think that they would be fighting each other, but they don't care. They don't care. It's all out of love. So.
I don't know about all that. Yeah, I think mutual respect is probably more like it. I don't know
There you
about
go.
love.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll give you that.
Yeah, even mutual respect is kind of pushing it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe mutual tolerance.
I don't think it's even mutual tolerance.
It's a whole new level that nobody's ever seen.
Ever seen or ever will again. Wow. Wow.
Rion, I hope we didn't disappoint
Oh no!
on
no.
this
Is it
episode.
over?
No, it is not
I was,
over.
confused. I was like,
Oh,
is
well,
it done?
I mean, well, it's almost over.
Yeah, it is. It's coming close. But I do want to say.
There's that word again.
Oh, you know what? I've been forgetting about. I've been slacking on this motherfucker. We probably got about 20 in there, and I didn't even fucking count it.
I don't know about 20.
Based on what you have counted, it's 5.
Based on what I got, yes.
What you actually have down is 5. But
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure
yeah.
there's more to it.
No, I'm sure there's more.
Well, I definitely know for a fact there's at least 4 more that we didn't count from the very beginning. But other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
All right, throw them down.
All right, there's at least 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. We're at 9 right now.
Wow,
and-
you can count.
That's fair.
Oh, no, I just guessed. I was right.
Are you? Raggy.
So what? I was going to see if you had any other questions. I was curious because I can start
I have a
asking questions
question.
myself. I can. Yes, sir.
Have you ever danced with the devil in a pale moonlight?
Oh, my
No,
God.
but I've seen the movie.
Hey! Rion gets that one.
Definitely seen the movie.
Okay.
Michael Keaton is a genius.
Yes,
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
very
It was-
much
yeah,
so.
yeah.
Oh,
Absolute
and
genius.
Tommy Lee Jones as not Tommy Lee Jones.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson, yes.
As the Joker, yes.
Yes.
Even with that being as iconic of a lineup as you can have, it's still very underrated because it still holds up. 1989,
Yeah.
last century, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
It still holds up.
Very, very much so. I love how as dark as they keep trying to make Batman, it's still that very first one because of it being God. What is his name? The director. He directed Edward Scissorhands. God, I can't think of his fucking name.
It's
and
not Tim Norton. That's
No,
not-
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton. Yes.
Tim Burton.
Iceman Tim Norton's a totally different person. Rest in peace. But go ahead.
Tim Burton actually directed the original Batman movie with Michael Keaton, and I think that and how dark he always made everything back then to begin with, I think is what really, really sets that movie apart from the rest.
Yeah, because it still has a little bit of camp to it.
Yeah.
And you can see it just in the way that they handle Gotham. Not
Yeah.
so much Batman or the Joker or any just the environment itself. You have Billy D. Williams as the mayor. like no one really thought of it.
1989.
I'm sorry, no, he wasn't. No, I'm
Different
sorry,
time.
he wasn't the mayor. He was
What the
Harvey
fuck?
Dent. That's on me.
Oh, Harvey
That's
Dent,
on
yeah,
me.
yeah.
He wasn't the mayor. He was Harvey Dent.
Prosecuting
Just that,
attorney, yeah.
Could you imagine him as Two-Face? Like
No,
that, just, like see, and that's
absolutely
the
not.
crazy thing
That
about
no.
it because the way that things were structured, like it's such
Okay,
a wild.
what did you
movie.
think about Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face?
I was fine with it,
Yeah. Yeah,
but
okay.
it's weird because when you look at he about to die. Okay,
No, I'm good.
Okay, all right. So Tommy Lee Jones is like he's always a great actor, and when you, it's weird because when you see Tommy Lee Jones, you expect a bunch of different things from him, but
Yeah.
but you don't expect them all at the same time.
Okay, that's fair.
That's
Because-
definitely him playing the Joker.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Not
Like,
the
it's-
Joker.
Yeah, Two-Face, yes.
Yeah.
Because if you look at like like Men in Black, you look at him
Yeah,
in Men in
yeah.
Black,
Yeah.
great as a straight man.
Yeah.
Oh, he was
100%
on it,
stone
like-
face. You know what you
yeah,
get.
yeah.
Those comebacks he had in that shit too, man.
There it is again.
Oh,
put it
yep,
down,
you're
put it
right.
down, put
We
it
are
down.
at 10.
But if you look at him as something like say, it's a movie with Steven Seagal when they were on a boat.
Under Siege.
Under Siege.
yes,
Under Siege.
I was just
When you
about
look
to
at
say
him in Under Siege, completely different dude in the way that he handles stuff. But you don't want to see the guy from Under Siege and the guy from Men in Black be the same
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
That's where, like, it's fine, like it's cool, but because of him being so good as far as like this one particular set, like you could put him in one role and be fine. They were asking him to do a bunch of weird, wacky stuff. Then you got Jim Carrey as the Riddler. Like it's a bunch.
Yeah.
Like in hindsight, all of this makes sense. But when you look at the line, it's like, what the
Yeah. It makes
y'all
no sense.
doing?
It makes no sense until you watch it.
Right.
And then
It
when you
shouldn't
watch it,
make
it's like,
sense.
oh, okay.
It shouldn't make sense, but it eventually does. But it's like you go from having Billy D. Williams to Tommy Lee Jones. You expect certain things at Tommy Lee Jones. You don't really expect much from Billy D. Williams other than being great. You know?
So if he was anything less than great, that movie would have flopped, is what you're saying.
Well,
I
technically,
don't know about all that.
I was going to say, technically, that's a different conversation.
we got to have another episode for that.
Dude, we could do. Well, I want to
Okay,
say an
here's a
entire
question.
episode, but
Sorry.
definitely with Batman, we can talk about the fucking museum scene. Fucking like, dude, we can spend 20 minutes
Party
on that.
Man with Prince.
Prince, party man.
Okay.
Party man. That's my shit.
I'm a movie savant when it comes to this type of stuff. Like, I'm all over the place.
That
I know these
makes-
are random facts. And these are random.
That makes this even better with the fact that I'm going to ask you, how did you feel about Heath Ledger's Joker?
Loved it.
Thank you.
Loved
I
it.
like the dark aspect of it. I did.
It's so weird because like watching that version of him and the way that he handled certain aspects of just chaos for the sake of chaos.
Right.
He has such an awesome portrayal of the Joker. The problem with it now and the way that it's like being portrayed.
Yeah.
Like if you go back and look at Heath Ledger's Joker, which is still a great performance.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But when you look at some of the other things that have been presented, and I'm going to use Kevin Conroy, and
Wait, who?
I'm sorry, I'm not Kevin. I'm sorry. When you look at Conroy, and I don't want to say Luke Skywalker, it's not his name.
Mark Hamill?
Mark Hamill.
I was about to say Henry Lee Lucas.
I'm like Luke Skywalker is not that man's name. But when you look at that dynamic, and you compare that to a Christian Bale and Heath Ledger,
Okay.
you see,
Okay.
it changes the type of conversation because at least the way it's been portrayed in the comics, Batman can exist with the Joker and vice versa.
Right.
Yeah.
And while Heath Ledger's performance is really good, if you look at that performance as just him, and you turn around and look at someone like the guy that's playing Joker now, that for some odd reason I can't even I see his face, and I know his name. He just did Joker. Like I know he starred with
and
the
it was
Lady
actually
Gaga.
called Joker or The Joker or whatever.
Yes, and I love this movie. I love
Joaquin
this guy,
Phoenix? Was
Joaquin
it?
Phoenix.
Yes.
If you look at someone like him and the way that he portrays certain aspects of it, as far as the realism of it,
Yeah, I still haven't seen it.
like it goes back to the idea of what type of Joker are you looking for? Because I'm one of the few that still likes the Suicide Squad Joker.
Yeah.
Man, he was
He's okay.
because
for
of how
what it
unhinged he
is.
was. Because of how unhinged he was, I'll give it to you. But I wasn't a huge fan of him as Joker.
mean,
Oh no, not
definitely-
as him. Should he have been the Joker as far as Jared Leto? No.
Okay.
No,
The
exactly.
version of Joker, if we're going based on like the mythos of
okay.
it,
Okay.
Gotcha.
if
Yeah.
we're going on that, should it have been him directly? No.
Okay.
All right, hey, you know
But
what?
his portrayal,
I'll give it to you on that.
but his portrayal of it, based on what was there, like as far as how they handle it, as far as him being Mr. J, and not, he's very cartoony.
Yeah.
He's very Batman the animated series.
Very
in
animated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
fine with that version of said Joker. Should it have been Jared Leto? Probably not.
right.
But if you're just based off of the world, because because I've seen Jared Leto be in a lot of great stuff, but lately you can see it. It's like, what are you doing, man? What are you?
Yeah.
I like I said, what are you doing?
Like, really?
What are you doing?
Smack yourself so I don't have to.
What are you doing? That's a soundbite right there. What are you doing?
I would not be surprised if you went back and looked for that and just.
Oh,
see what
I feel like we should now.
like that, like all of that when it comes to like just movies in general, but even so with superhero movies, like just all of that genre, that shit I can talk about. We were talking about wrestling, weren't we?
Wrestling. Well, it's actually
Okay.
about time to end this show.
Okay, well, let me ask this.
All right, yeah.
One last question. Going back to wrestling,
wrestling.
are you doing anything in, what are we saying, maybe a month on this episode? Because I know we're kind of backed up a little bit.
Let's see. What?
Oh, wait, no, we shouldn't be that backed up.
This is let's see, second week of August.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What episode just came out today? 48.
Yeah.
So it should be
Wait, maybe it was 47.
maybe about 5 episodes from now, mid September.
Okay.
Mid-September.
Mid to late, mid or late. Let's say late September.
All right, let's say September. You got anything going on in September?
Like, as a whole, or just...
No, with anything to do with wrestling at all in September? Are you doing anything?
Yeah, can we show up at your house for a barbecue?
Yeah. So you got that jacuzzi going, or what? We're gonna be there.
What's about to happen? Like, what are we talking about?
It's like, hey,
we'll bring the condoms. You provide the lube.
I wasn't gonna go that far, but what I was gonna say was, sometime in late September, I'm gonna need to come over and use your shower.
Hey, there's that fucking word again. That goddamn well dropped the shit I was marking.
Put it down.
Yeah,
I
right?
dropped the shit.
Put it down.
I don't know where it went. I dropped it.
It's got to be something.
So we're at 11 right now. We are technically at 11.
We're at 11.
Okay. All right.
I got one. Don't hear
Hey,
you
we
go.
got one. All right, we are at 11.
So,
Boom.
as it stands, I will be visiting Rocket Pro Wrestling
So
over
you're
in
saying you're
Joliet.
coming to Rocket Pro Wrestling?
Well, there's number 12. I'm glad you did it because I was thinking about it.
Well, as far as saying visiting, I was getting around.
No, as far as saying coming.
Yeah, he's trying to get around there. Oh, okay. I like how you stuck that one in there.
I will be at
We're in double digits and counting.
Rocket Pro Wrestling over in Joliet.
Okay.
They have a they're doing season 6. They return there
So they're coming back.
over at St. Joseph's Park. I want to say it's September the 10th, I believe. I forget the exact date, but that's like the beginning of September. I'll be there doing fan access.
Write that down.
Wait,
So, the
September what?
I can actually,
September
actually
10th.
yeah.
Or if you can,
Yeah, just send it to me. That's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I can.
We can
'Cause
throw
the-
that in the links.
we can either throw it in the link, or I can at least add it in like a episode like before it or something.
Okay.
Or we could just do just standalone promotion, just like at the end of the episode or something.
Okay.
And let him know when he's coming.
Oh, I'm gonna let him know. I'm gonna let him know.
Yeah, but I have a tendency to frequent other wrestling events, but that particular one, I'm going to check out the fan access.
Okay.
Looking at the date, it is
And are you still
the
doing
7th. The 7th.
September 7th?
Yes.
Okay. And are you still doing anything with IPW, Ileana Pro Wrestling, by the way?
Yes, I am for Ileana Pro Wrestling. I am the information liaison. I've tried to give as much information as they need to in order to enjoy the show. As far as I know, IPW is scheduled for August 25th. That may change because I do know that they're doing things to the actual venue itself. Mm-hmm. So it may be rescheduled. But that's something that, as far as I know, because I have to go back to have a meeting with a couple of the people on the board, because it's at the post, the VFW post 311 over in Richard Park, Illinois.
Okay.
They're really good to us, really good. But I also know that they were doing a little bit of remodeling. So as far as I know, things will still be time frame wise going in the same path. The only thing I can say right now is that it's scheduled for Sunday, August 25th.
Okay.
But subject to change only because of things that they're doing within the building itself. But normally it is the last Sunday of every month. As far as IPW is concerned, last Sunday of every month.
Right in the microphone.
And I will say, IPW is another locker room I do miss, sir. It was a great locker room. It was a great locker room.
Oh, I bet you missed that locker room.
Yeah, he is recognized as the second
Most teabag
alternative-
person in the locker room. I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
as the second IPW alternative champion. There.
Thank you. I'm still
He
kind of up
is-
there.
He is, yeah, he is recognized as the second. There have
That's
been
actually good. I didn't actually know I was still up there, to be honest with you. Did not know.
What? History is history. You can't change.
No. Yeah, that's true. When
I mean, but I can try though.
no, because
100%.
honestly, the way that I seen it, I didn't think I was second. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I did not realize I was the second one, and that's fucking amazing. I am very honored in that alone.
Cool.
But the locker room had a great bunch of guys there.
That's on me. That's on me. I just lied. That's on me. That's on me. You are third.
Yeah, okay.
Ah,
okay.
yeah.
Hey, you
That's
know
on
what?
me.
Second loser, nigga.
I didn't even.
That's on
I'll be
me.
honest.
That's on me.
Okay, third. I'll take
that's
third.
from
I'll take
the
third.
history itself. That's on me because the first one was does it count as your brother or cousin?
Oh,
Cletus Keg.
Cleotis. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. So he was the first.
That would be yep.
Second one was Flash Harris.
And that's who I took it from.
Yeah,
Yep.
and that's who you took it from. And
Yep.
then you ended up
And I remember
losing
that.
to,
That was in Cedar Lake, Indiana.
yes.
That happened.
Yes. And you ended up having the title taken from you by Ewok.
Ewok, yes. Hey, I gave him a hell of a match though before he took it from me.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I did.
I bet you gave it to him, didn't you?
He was coming for sure.
You let him have it too.
No, I mean that was a good match. Ewok was a
16.
tough guy. Yeah, that is 16. That is 16.
In case you were paying attention.
There
That
you
is
go,
numbers.
16,
That is
buddy.
16.
No, it's time to end this fucker. I've been trying to for the last 5 minutes.
That's on me.
Rion, I appreciate you being in.
Oh no, that's on the keg.
No,
because-
he's being pushy. I
Oh
appreciate
yeah,
being
oh yeah, I'm being all kinds of pushy. Don't make me come over there and be all kinds of pushy.
That's 17 right
Yeah,
there,
it is.
motherfucker.
Hey, three more to go, and we're gonna get there. All right, thanks for listening. This is the dumbest podcast on your desk. I am Andy
And
McDoucherson.
I'm Clayton Keg.
Thanks to our guest.
Rion Skillz. Oh yeah, you got to play the music. I thought you already had it ready to go, man. God
Oh,
damn.
wait.
We were ending.
Also, I have.
If you want to go,
He
back
didn't
and
know
do
it was
the whole
coming.
thing.
There's 18. 2 more to go.
Yeah, if you want to go back to the whole,
crap.
There it is. I
Take
just started playing.
2.
I don't know. It might not work because I've been having connection issues
Oh
with
shit.
my. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
All right, there it goes.
There you go.
And thank you to our guest, Rion Skillz.
You're welcome.
And just so you know, I can feel it, bro. I can feel it.
Yeah, because that doesn't get old. That joke doesn't get old at all.
It is
can't-
definitely aged.
The kid can't stop coming. 19. All right. You can catch us on Spotify, Amazon Music, Samsung Podcast, Podcast Index, Listen Notes, Pandora, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Audible, and
Sirius XM Radio
You
and
can,
YouTube.
and you can catch Clayton Keg Podcast
Tapping the Keg
on all the same channels.
except for YouTube.
You can catch the Remy Boys VSOP on all the same platforms except for YouTube. You can email us at yourstoriesdpoid@gmail.com. You can email Clayton Keg at
Tapping the Keg Podcast at gmail.com.
You can email the Remy Boys VSOP at RemyBoysVSOP23@gmail.com. All right, holla at your boys.
Hey, you guys better come back, and that is 20. You're welcome. Later.
That is 20 comes in one episode. All right, holla at your boys. Peace.